Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayante Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Nastike. So continuing with the discussion on Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 4, Vidura meets Maitreya, text number 35 onwards. Atmanam cha kuru shrestha Krishne manasekshitam Dhyayan gate bhagavate durod prema vivalaha. Understanding that he was remembered by Lord Krishna while quitting this world, Vidura began to cry loudly, overwhelmed by the ecstasy of love. Vidura was overwhelmed by the ecstasy of love when he understood that Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, thought of him at the last moment. Although he thought of himself as insignificant, he was remembered by the Lord, by his causeless mercy. Vidura accepted this as a great favor, and thus he cried. This crying is the last word in the progressive path of devotion service. One who can cry for the Lord in love is certainly successful in the line of devotion service. It's amazing, the purport, although just 4 lines Prabhupada wrote, but so Vidura accepted this as a great favor that Krishna remembered him, Krishna thought of him at the last moment. Because a devotee always feels he is very, very, very insignificant. And Krishna has trillions and zillions of devotees. How can he remember just one devotee, one person? But Krishna remembered him when he was leaving, when he was going back, winding up his pastimes. So he told Uddhava to give this message to Vidura. And Vidura, thinking of this, remembering this, he started to cry that Krishna thought of me. And Prabhupada said this crying is the last word in the progressive path of devotional service. So this crying cannot happen until we are at least on bhava stage, if not on prema. So at least on the stage of bhava. And this is certainly one who can cry for the Lord in love. So that love, so there is one crying because of love, or because of at least beginning of love, which is a bhav stage. And one crying could be bhavukta stage, sentimental. That we have to see, do we really have some bhav for Krishna, or some bhav abhas? Bhav abhas means just a glimpse of that bhav, but sometimes by Krishna's mercy we can get that as well. Or we are being just sentimental, means we haven't done sadhana properly, anarthas are still there, and just we are becoming sentimental. Of course, some kind of sentiment for Krishna is also good, it cannot be bad. But this display of devotion by Vidurji is not on sentimental level. It's because of his love for Krishna. And in that love, one feels the separation because Krishna is not there. And he thought of Vidura. And Vidurji is feeling separation from Krishna. And because of that separation, he could not stop crying. It's in the mundane world we see this. If a man and a woman they're in love, then they cry about each other if they're not together. Or parents and children, mother and son. If they're not together, if they don't see, and if they just remember each other, they cry. Yes, that cry is there. Of course, we can say that it's not the level of love. Yeah, but the emotions are there, sentiments are there. So first of all, we have to understand Krishna is not impersonal. So there cannot be any sentiments for energy or light. Sentiments can only be there if there are two people involved, two persons involved. Of course, for Krishna, they are pure sentiments. But even in the material world, of course, we can cry for if my iPhone breaks down, if my car is stolen or whatever. But that crying will not be for iPhone or car. It will be for my attachment for the iPhone or car. Or it will be now my convenience is gone, the comfort is gone. But when somebody cries, even in the material world, somebody cries for a near dear loved one, some sentiments are involved, some relationship is there, emotions are there. Of course, the emotions are most likely that because of that person, I'm happy, I get pleasure if I'm around that person. But in case of love for Krishna, love for Krishna means service of Krishna. So if he is around, yes, our sentiments for him is, yes, I want to serve him. In that service, we get pleasure. That's a different aspect of it. But the mood is to serve him, to take care of him. Like Gaur Govind Maharaj in a lecture, he said, I have started a crying school here for Bhubaneswar temple. This is what he said. I have started a crying school. So that is the stage we have to reach when we cannot think of any moment without serving Krishna. And if somebody takes away that service, of course, the mood nobody can take away, but service, if somebody takes away, then normally devotee cries. If he cannot see the Lord, he cries. One devotee once asked Prabhupada, you are talking about crying for Krishna. I don't have any feelings for Krishna. What if I cannot cry for Krishna? Then he got the answer. If you cannot cry for Krishna, then cry that you cannot cry for Krishna. At least cry for those sentiments, cry for those feelings for Krishna. We have cried enough in Maya. Maya makes us cry actually in the material world, because material world is full of desires and lamentation. That's all. Either we have desires, more desires, and the desires, when they're fulfilled, they become greed. And when they're not fulfilled, they become frustration. They can become the cause of anger, and that's when we cry. Even if it becomes greed, and when greed cannot be fulfilled, we cry. If we get something, desires are fulfilled, and somehow those things are taken away, we cry. So shok and moha, this is the material world. And we cry basically, as I explained, because those things give me some inner satisfaction. If not comfort, physical comfort, they give some satisfaction to my mind, to my intelligence. And when that thing is taken away, the person cries. The whole material world is running like that. But the spiritual world is not like that. Here, there, one has everything, every gross thing one can have, because it's a Chintamani Dham. Just by thought one can have. But the thing that the real asset that the person is running after is Krishna, Krishna's love, Krishna's service, Krishna's association, Krishna and Krishna's devotees, obviously. And when that thing is taken away, then definitely a person or a jiva or a living entity cries in separation. So that we have forgotten. Being in Maya, being in the material world, under the three modes of material nature, we have forgotten our real identity. So the crying part is there, but we are crying for wrong things. The real thing is missing. Vidurji, here he is crying, thinking that Krishna remembered him. He did not cry when he left Hastinapur. He did not cry when Duryodhana insulted him. He did not cry when Dhritarashtra didn't stop Duryodhana from insulting Vidurji. He didn't cry. He just left Hastinapur and went on for pilgrimage. So there was attachment for Dhritarashtra, obviously, when because after the Mahabharat war, Vidurji goes back. But that attachment was more of as a responsibility. But here, the attachment with Krishna is out of love. The sentiments are attached here, the spiritual sentiments. So that makes one cry. Our chanting is what? It's basically a prayer for crying. We have to cry. Oh Srimati Radharani, oh Krishna, please engage me in your service. Prabhupada explained how should we chant, what should be our mood when we are chanting, and he explained just like a baby cries for his mother. That mood we should chant. When the mother, all the mothers in the class, they know that. When the mother is working in her, taking care of the household activities, and there's little baby on the bed, and he's sleeping, but then he wakes up and he cries a little. Mother is there. Mother is, yes, I'm coming, and the baby gets quiet. Then he's playing. Then he starts crying again. Okay, mother comes and she gives him some toy or something. Let me do my work. And the baby is engaged again and he quits crying. But then he cries because now he doesn't want anything. He doesn't want toy. He doesn't want any food. Only thing he wants is mother. And mother knows when the baby is crying for the toy, when the baby is crying for food, when the baby is really crying for me. And then she comes running, and this is how Prabhupada explained. Then she comes running and takes the baby on her lap. Similarly, Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is also Paramatma sitting in our heart. He knows. He knows us inside out. He knows us more than we know ourselves. So he knows when we are chanting, first of all, 99% of time, we are just somehow finishing our rounds. We are not chanting. It hardly happens. And when we really start to chant, then and it's the experience of every devotee, then there are trillions and trillions of desires that the thoughts, especially thoughts of sense gratification, that come up right at the time when we sit down to chant. So Krishna is thinking, oh, this guy, he's chanting, oh, Srimati Radharani, oh, Krishna, please engage me in your service. But he's not even sincerely asking for service. He's not begging for service. He's just saying it because now he's initiated or he wants to take initiation. So his guru has told him to chant 16 rounds every day. So he just somehow making up the numbers. So he's not serious. And then we go a little bit further. We start chanting. Now, every morning we get up early in the morning, so we are fixed up in our, at least in our sadhana or show off sadhana. On the path to bhakti, there are two more things. They're like it is said, on the door of a devotee, bhukti and mukti, they are standing at his door to serve him. Bhukti means to bhog, to gratify his senses, and mukti means liberation. They are standing right there because they are the maid servants of bhakti. So they are standing, and when we are doing our regular inattentive chanting, then bhakti comes in. Oh, you must be very tired, and you must be, oh, you see how much you're suffering, see how poor you are, let me serve you. It's just like baby is crying and mother comes and gives him some toy or something. Let me serve you, let me give you this toy. Let Maya comes, let me give you this toy. And Krishna is seeing whether we are crying for him or crying for this toy. So the arrangement is made. Okay, he gets a nice job, or he gets a nice house, nice car, nice wife, nice husband, nice family life. And then the crying stops. If it doesn't stop there. Okay, just like we studied the other day when the Vishnu Dutas come, they take us back to Vaikuntha Loka, but on the way they go through all the heavenly planets. If you want to stop down, if you want to stop, if you want to get down here, just take a break. Okay, devotee says no, I don't want that either. So crying has become little louder. Now comes liberation, mukti, the freedom from birth and death. No more adidevik, adibhautik, adhyatmik klesha. All one, all shant, all peace. Everything is very nice. And a devotee can get enamored by that. So he can stop crying. Or he hasn't even begun to cry properly. He can stop there. Mukti. Mukti sounds very good. So many yogis and babas, they all talk about nirvana and moksha and mukti. And mukti is there to serve. But if a devotee still doesn't stop there, no, I want you, Krishna, I want you. Hare Krishna, Krishna, please engage me in your service. Oh Radharani, please engage me in your service. That is the genuine crying. That is the level we have to reach. That we don't stop anywhere on the way. This is the level where Prabhupada is saying, one who can cry for the Lord in love is certainly successful in the line of devotion service. We have been crying long enough, millions and millions and millions and trillions of lifetimes, crying for some superficial sense gratification, something related to the body. You see all over the world, people are just running around. So many court cases, so many fightings. What is happening between India and Pakistan? Whatever is happening between US and China, and Israel and Palestine. It's all basically people are crying. Oh, this land is my land, this money is my money, this is mine, 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 mine. They're crying. In the offices for power, position, for this title, that room, that office, this facility, that asset, everybody's crying. Well, what is that crying? And as soon as they get that, okay, now more crying start because I'm bored with this office. I'm bored with this position. I need some more position to make me happy. I need some more toy. Krishna can give those toys. If you're eligible, if you're qualified, if you're entitled, you can get those toys. Otherwise, you keep on crying. Who cares? So those crying is what? Unfulfilled, partially fulfilled desires. But here, Vidurji is showing, he was a prime minister of Hastinapur. He had everything material. He didn't care a fig for that position. He left it. As soon as he was insulted, he left it. He knew it's time for me to go. But here he's crying for Krishna. That Krishna thought of me at the time of his winding up of his pastime. That kind of cry we have to, that kind of emotions, mood, the sentiments we have to develop for Krishna. That can only come when anartha nivritti is at least, if not gone, at least they are reduced. Then we come to the stage of nishtha, ruchi, asakti, bhav. That is the stage of bhav. We develop some sentiments, real, pure sentiments of Krishna. We cannot live without seeing Krishna. We cannot live without serving Krishna. And service of Krishna means it increases. It increases every day. It takes on new and new facets, new aspects every day. That is what we have to develop. Chanting again, best service for Krishna. But that chanting has to be very eager, with earnestness, with sincerity, with emotions. Every name of Krishna should come out in a way, if it's my last round, it could be my last round. That is real cry. And sitting in your room, one can cry for, oh Krishna, I don't have your service. Any advanced devotee, they always say, I never served Krishna, I never served Krishna. I'm not qualified, I'm not doing my services properly. I could serve more. So that is real crime. So that's when we chant, or when we read, when we go and physically do some service. We should push ourselves. We should develop this mode. Yes, I want to serve more. I want more. I want more. And then Krishna will give himself to us. That's the real crime. And that's what we have to develop. So, thank you all very much. Anybody has any questions or comments?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
This topic about crying for Krishna, we had a discussion last night. Barbara Mataji started, and we had a lot of discussion. Today we are discussing this in your class.
Thank you.
Crying, you said we can cry for sentiments and we can cry for love, cry in love. Crying for sentiments, like when we are in distress, when we cry, is that also sentimental cry?
It is, but Krishna says he is still pious, so that is okay. Artha Jigyasur Arthati, they're all pious. Like Gajendra when he cried. But Krishna says it's still okay. It is still okay. One thing I didn't notice, that was the second last verse. So last verse doesn't have a purport. So I just want to read the translation. So then tomorrow we start with the next, or Monday we start with the next chapter. So after passing a few days in the bank of river Yamuna, Vidura, the self-realized soul, reached the bank of Ganges, where the great sage Maitreya was situated. So Vidurji will reach, we'd go to Maitreya at Haridwar. Actually, he met him at Haridwar. So anyway, so
Haribol.
that ends the chapter 4. Yeah, I'm sorry. You were saying something about crying and sentiments.
Yeah. So we do cry many times for something that we lost or something we don't have. In distress, we cry. When we are humiliated, when we are like we have false ego, so naturally Krishna wants to destroy that, and he gets some situation arranged for us. So then also we go to Krishna and cry, why, why you created this situation for me? And then sometimes we cry when we are very happy also. Like everything is going so fine in this material world, we become very grateful, and we can see the hand of Krishna in everything. So we cry then also. So what are these grade? Is there any gradations of our love? Is this all love in some kind of impure form? When we cry in distress, when we cry in gratitude, and I have not realized what is crying in Baba stage or crying for pure love of Krishna. But these crying I have experienced, and how, where do we put them, and how to understand and how to avoid this kind of crying for something.
Uh, See, we are sentient beings. So sentiments are there, emotions are there. I won't say that this crying is completely wrong. I won't say that because we have emotions. So how to show those emotions? Either we are happy or we are crying, and the tears in happiness are like cold tears, and tears when somebody is lamenting, then they are hot tears. But the tears are there. So so that shows we are conscious living entities. We are not like rock or table or chair that cannot cry. Only thing is we have to change the quality of our cry. Yes, it's good, out of gratitude or out of fear or out of any other emotion, the tears come out. At least the emotions are there. Only thing is we have to just change the quality of that crying or quality of emotions. We can cry for separation from Krishna or Krishna, I cannot chant properly. Krishna, let me serve you properly. Or I cannot preach properly. That cry is also there. Like I give you example, Prabhupada, before he came to USA, or when he was in Calcutta, he would he would go to Shantipur, where Advaita Acharya's home was there, and he would sit in that at that place, and he would cry that my Guru Maharaj has given me a service that I don't think I can carry out his orders properly. And then the day he was going to board the Jalduta ship, he went again to that place, and then he cried again. Okay, now I got everything arranged. Now please help me. Please make me serve my Guru Maharaj properly. So that crying was crying for service, trying to fulfill the orders of his Guru. So obviously the quality of that crying was different. So, but to have emotions, I don't think there's anything wrong. Of course, we should not display those emotions publicly because public might think wrongly. They always think wrongly. They think the way their consciousness is. We are not at an absolute level of consciousness that we can see everything properly. Only Krishna can. So we all have relative consciousness, and so anybody or everybody can interpret our crying in a different way than it is actually. So that's why Prabhupada also told it is not to cry in public. So, but our crying should be like, Krishna, I want to serve you. Please, please make me serve you. I have some limitations. I have some shortcomings. I have some faults. I have my sanskaras from so many lifetimes, sanskaras of sense gratification. But now I have understood. But I am so weak, I cannot do anything on my own. So cry. We can cry. Mahaprabhu cried. Ai nanda tanuj kinkaram patitam mam vishme bhavam bhuto. That's a crying.
Okay,
Is that
Prabhu. Thank you so
is that?
much. Yeah.
Thank you.
It's a wonderful answer you gave. So instead of trying to stop crying, you told us what are the things we can cry for. Yes, it definitely helps, and wonderful answers. Thank you very
Thank
much,
you.
Prabhu.
Thank you. Any other question or comment?
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you.
It was
Mata.
really very nice class. Very nice class, Prabhuji. Very nice class. It touched that right chord, that how we should chant. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mata.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna Prabhuji.
Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna. Kshitij Prabhu, you're saying something?
Yes, Prabhuji. Prabhuji,
Yeah.
sometimes we pray to Krishna, and at times we pray in a crying mood, but we don't. Probably, for myself, but I don't feel like chanting. So, is it? Chanting is the needful we need to do before we pray to Krishna.
Chanting is a prayer to Krishna, but you can pray to him any other way. That's okay. You pray to him to give you taste for chanting. Is it okay?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you all. You have a wonderful day. Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Ram.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Jai Shri
Hare
Ram.
Krishna Prabhuji. Jai Srila Prabhupada.